Louisiana Beer Reviews Yuengling Bock Beer. This was sent to me by Wayne. Thank you, Wayne, for sending this to me from Pennsylvania. This was originally introduced in 2008, and then something happened. They didn't keep making it. I think I remember when they had first made it, I saw it around on road trips, and I didn't get it. And then they stopped making it. Now they reintroduced it for 2024. It's got a 2024 date on it, but I don't know the rest of the code. And they're showing a Ziegenbock on here. German style Bock. They said European noble hops and specialty malts. 5.3% alcohol. They don't give the bitterness units, probably low. It's sold in cans only. And if you go to Tampa, Florida, they have it on draft. And it's not in too many states for 2024. Now, they might expand it next year. But this year, late winter, early spring, 2024, they've got it in Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana. That's the one I think I got them covered. That's it. So if he hadn't sent it, I wouldn't be trying it, believe me. It's a beige head, pretty thick head on this wide brim glass, and it's brown, just brown. Copper brown. I know where to find Michelob Amberbock. Dorognax Food Center still has it. But I'm not trying to track that down anymore. They had Ziegenbock from Texas. We had it at Zupardo's grocery store in Metairie, also in Metairie, but I haven't checked back on that one. Abita makes their Mardi Gras Bock every during the winter carnival season. Of course, there's Shiner Bock, a year-round beer, which is not very bocky. It's only 4.4. And sometimes you can find Spaten Optimator, a Doppelbock. That's hard to find these days. A few stores still sell the Santa Claus Doppelbock series, the classic, the Helles, and the Schwarz beer, Doppelbock from Austria, 14%. But you don't see that too much. All right, so Bock is not really that popular of a style, but I think it's a good style, but it's just something that it's not being sold around here. I wish they would sell more of it. They tried to make a Lone Star Bock. That didn't work out too well. It tasted strange. All right, there used to be a Pabst Blue Ribbon Bock beer years ago. Apparently a Budweiser Bock in the 1950s. But like I say, there's no use there's no point of a company making a product that's not going to sell, right? All right, cheers. Germany, it might be popular, That's where it originated. It smells like brown bread crust. The taste, cheers. Prost. I think if I went to Volksfest this year at Deutsches Haus, I could find Spaten Optimator on draft. And they'll pour a huge amount. And I don't like to do it. It's great, but I have to drive, and then it's a good 30 miles, 25 to 30 miles from there to here, and yeah, about over 25 miles. It's too risky. But people always say, come to Volksfest, come to Volksfest, we have a good time, you know. I'm like, yeah, too good of a time, you know. And they have wonderful beers there. They're always sponsored by Paul or Spaten. That's the two main sponsors, but then you'll get like, you get other sponsors sometimes like Flensburger or something. I don't know. They kind of rotate. But always Spaten, always Paul Honor, and Hacker Shore, yeah. Now the sun's coming back over there. It's a great beer. I didn't know what to expect. Yuengling, they kind of bland. They can be bland. You know, I love the Yuengling Premium. It is a bland beer by design. It's designed to be a mild lager beer. You know, the red label. Yuengling Traditional has a little bit more crusty character. The Black and Tan, which is a mixture of the Yuengling Porter, which we don't get in Louisiana, and the Premium. Yuengling Light is very popular in Louisiana. Yuengling Flight, that ultra light, which I can't stand, is popular. They tried the mango. That didn't make it. That didn't fly. Lord Chesterfield, they sold it for a few months in 2013 here, and I love Lord Chesterfield. It's America's oldest beer brand. It's the first Yuengling beer. It's been on the market since 1829. I checked the trademark data. U.S. government trademark office registered it in 1829. You would think if it's the oldest beer in America, they would really push that. They don't do anything with it. All right, you can find it in Pennsylvania, mate. But that's about it. Lord Chesterfield. They call it Chetty for a nickname. Chetty. Is there a St. Arnold Bock beer? I think there is, but from Houston, Texas. But I don't really see it. Yeah, people should make more of these. But it's like Märzen's, they kind of not popular, but medium bodied, mostly dry finish. Bitterness units, low. 1.5 out of 5 hop cones. So if you're a hop head, yeah, no, don't mess with this. If you're eclectic in your beer tasting, yeah, 2.5 out of 5 sugar cubes. So it's not very sweet and it's not very bitter. It's just very mild, mellow, and easygoing. Well, I guess that's what Bocks are supposed to be. Doppelbocks, that's a little more of a hard hitter, a Lenten beer. Yeah, I can go to Metairie and find the Ochschlinkeller Doppelbock Roch beer. And there was one I'm thinking of. Oh, Abita Andigator. That's year round. That's everywhere. That's a Helles Doppelbock. Year round. Everybody sells that. Walmart has that in the 19.2 ounce cans. Helles Doppelbock. 8%. I wouldn't drink too much of that. You feel like a goat had kicked you in the head. That's been on the market for over 30 years. They used to call it Andigator malt liquor, but they changed it to Helles Doppelbock because people associated malt liquor with vagrants. Well, vagrants, panhandlers, troublemakers, ne'er-do-wells, those kind of things. So, I guess we do get a lot of Helles Bocks in the United States, which would probably, but they're adjunct. You know, they use corn products as their fermentation agent. Like we get the Colt 45, 5.6%, Mickey's 5.6, Old English 800 brand. King Cobra 6%, Hurricane High Gravity, which would be like a Helles Doppelbock 8.1. Those are the ones I'm thinking of. We do get Earthquake High Gravity 10%. That would be an Imperial Doppelbock of your trepidation. But yeah, those are kind of like Germanic, but they use adjuncts. They don't follow the Reinheitsgebot. But if a German came here, they would say, "Oh yeah. It's, you know, similar to a Doppelbock." Because my uncle, my mother's brother, he's married to a woman from Schleswig-Holstein, and she said she doesn't drink anymore because she was one of the, you know, the kind that they get out of hand when they drink. So she, and I could tell you some story. But anyway, so she gave it up, you know. But she, in her heyday, you know, she used to drink in New Orleans at Cooter Brown's and other places, and they would always order King Cobra back in, you know, 1988, 89, 90, 91, when it was on draft, and you could get King Cobra on draft. And she would always order that, and they were telling me this then. She said, "Oh yeah, I said, "Why you?" She said, "We get that one on draft because it to me it reminds me. It's the most similar to the German beers that I had back home near Hamburg. So I said, "Oh, okay." That's her. And she doesn't research beer. All right, she's not on the internet saying, you know, checking it out. It's just she was just drinking and tasting and say, "Yeah, King Cobra is most similar in a Helles Bock." Okay, so she would know, right? I think they did a really good job with it. I wish they would expand. I have a feeling they will next year, like they did with the Hershey chocolate and Yuengling porter. It's becoming pretty widespread every fall. This is thoroughly enjoyable. They really hit the nail on the head. I don't know what the story was, why it got discontinued for some time, but these things do happen. Probably just because it didn't sell, like wasn't successful. But maybe they're hoping a relaunch will work. So yeah, it's definitely an A. It's right up there with the Chetty, the Lord Chesterfield. I still would pick the Lord Chesterfield though, but I can't make that up. But thank you, Wayne. I'm gonna go with 90. I bet there's gonna be a lot of video reviews to watch, so I got to get on that. I'm gonna go with 94 out of 100, 9.4 out of 10. One of the better Yuengling beers to get. And sorry for going too long, but I like to talk about these bocks, you know, like availability and who's making it and all that. It's kind of fun to think about it and talk about it. And I'm going to end this review by saying, I don't know if I meant, oh yeah, I did talk about that. Tampa, Florida, you can get it on draft at the old Schlitz Brewery that they bought. It was a Schlitz Brewery, but Yuengling bought it and turned it into a Yuengling Brewery. All right, and I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to one of those locations and take a brewery tour.